Don't get me wrong.
Well, I will tell you, I agreed with President Biden's decision to pull out of Afghanistan. 4 presidents said they would, and Joe Biden did. And as a result, America's taxpayers are not paying the $300 million a day we were paying for that endless war. And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century.
What?
But let's understand.
So where the fuck are we right now?
And you know what I saw with my one working eye? Is that finally they have diversity working for one purpose, together, America. And she doesn't even see it.
Get the fuck out of my face now!
Ooh, that was very rude of you.
Get the fuck out of my face!
Do you want to go to jail? Sir, ma'am, I don't really know what to call you.
You're fucking done, man.
I'm done.
Get the fuck police, you just insulted me.
Well, listen here, pal. I mean, you are going to go to jail.
And I could tell the police to get you.
I'm vegan, so don't say that. Listen.
Told me he, man. You really get the fuck out of my way right now.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
You do not have a release. I will sue you.
You're going to sue him? Don't sue him, man, because we're trying to just...
You do not have a release. If you post this, I will destroy you. I will destroy you.
Just keep going on. I got my crew with me now. I got my crew. Yeah! Yeah! What's up? Woo! Who won? Who's next?
We don't know how this might have started, but if somebody can antagonize you and you're gonna use your violence, actually they're winning. That's what my father told. The less you give back, sometimes even the most hateful people, you can find the middle ground. And so many people that seems weird to me, ignorant, not really racist, became my best friend. They just didn't understand me. Close call, Haitian migrant stalks 11-year-old white girl saved by white store owner. Independent woman.
Let us investigate.
Porque un grupo de personas linchó a un hombre quien es acusado de haber cometido un abuso sexual durante...
This happened in Chile, no Haitian stuff at Iowa. Now chill, okay? It has a happy ending. They arrested him. Then they released him. And then they lynched him.
Pasaran desde este inmueble, desde este local, en las afueras es que este grupo de personas comenzó a...
That is the other side of the world that I see with my one eye as a normal person, and most liberals don't see that with their 2 eyes because they're like, that's not supposed to happen. I'm like, yeah, but they live in a different country. They need different solution, and something when they come over and you don't have the infrastructure to educate them, you might bring specific style of living condition.
Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away, so stop with the continuous lying about this stuff. I support buybacks.
How mandatory is your gun buyback program?
It's mandatory. I will not ban fracking. I have not banned fracking as Vice President of the United States, and in fact, I was the tie-breaking vote on the Inflation Reduction Act, which opened new leases for fracking.
Will you commit to implementing a federal ban on fracking your first day in office, adding the United States to the list of countries who have banned this devastating practice?
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking. I absolutely support, and over the last 4 years as Vice President, private health care options.
You support the Medicare for All bill, I think initially co-sponsored by Senator Bernie Sanders. You're also a co-sponsor on it. I believe it will totally eliminate private insurance. So for people out there who like their insurance, they don't get to keep it?
Well, listen, the idea is that everyone gets access to medical care. And you don't have to go through the process of going through an insurance company, having them give you approval, going through the paperwork, all of the delay that may require. Who of us has not had that situation where you got to wait for approval and the doctor says, well, I don't know if your insurance company is going to cover this? Let's eliminate all of that. Let's move on. The United States Congress, including some of the most conservative members of the United States Senate, came up with a border security bill, which I supported. And that bill would have put 1,500 more border agents on the border to help those folks who are working there right now overtime trying to do their job.
I had to intervene. All I have to say, and I say the most Christian way I can say to all my Christian viewers, what the F is she saying? This, oh my God, this woman is special. And I don't mean it in a bad way. She is so entertaining.
I think there's no question that we've got to critically re-examine ICE and its role and the way that it is being administered and the work.
And I know she is smart to be able to be in that position. You have to be able to do something very well. But the thing that she did to be in that position, it's so ninja that I don't think I want a president to be ninja to get things done from his own people. Because if that happens, Europe is gonna copy it, and everything that happens in America, it comes to Europe. You should read tarot cards, because it seems you can predict everything. I'm like, no, I just assume the most stupid thing that can happen, and that happens. And if they disagree, we can tell them, fake news.
The horrific sight Jackson Heim and others here have seen.
So my mom was out walking her dog, and she passed by, saw that a black cat was severed in half.
Cats cut in half, others with their paws cleanly chopped off.
We have not found any blood around any of the bodies that we've picked up, and we've also, all of their internal organs are still around.
Each of these cats are part of a community colony. The first found dead 2 weeks ago. The second cat, this calico named Stella, found mutilated this past Sunday. And the third just reported on Wednesday.
And for this to happen 3 times in 2 weeks when we haven't seen anything like this in 30 years, I find it hard to believe that that's just a random animal attack.
Neighbors that live along Park Drive have filed at least 3 separate reports with Houston police. Animal cruelty detectives are investigating, saying there's simply just not enough evidence to know if this was done by an animal or a person.
We don't know where the other half is.
While we were interviewing Jackson, Houston's BARC team arrived to pick up the remains of the latest victim, collecting them for necropsy a full day after these residents called 911.
I think we're all a pattern recognition expert, right? If I just put my eye in my head, somebody's gonna put in a comment and say, yo, I thought your eye was working. Did you close your eyes? And then I need to explain, no, I don't have the eye. If we find random cats when you never see it, it's normal something happened. What is the recent changes in the community? And the fact that you need to think, was it an animal or was it a human being? What are you talking about? Wait. Before we go to the next thing, and there is no blood? Didn't I post a video of a lady? Just saying.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Did you say that my daughter is rude?
Yeah, I did. She gave me the finger.
Well, I wouldn't have done that if he wasn't being a slow asshole.
Are you serious, Amelia? Well, listen, whether she gave you the finger or not, then maybe you should have gotten out of her way.
Yeah, I know. I'm old. I'm kind of slow.
So that means that you get to tell her she's rude?
Well, she's rude. She's rude.
But she's not rude. She's only 7.
Well, I thought she was being rude.
But were you in her way?
Probably.
So don't you think that maybe you don't own the store just because you're driving a cart? I think that you think all this is funny, and it's not funny, sir.
Shouldn't you be able to tell your daughter that is kind of going on an obese path? If somebody is in my way, can you say, excuse me?
I'm her elder, and she needs to show me a little respect.
Well, maybe you need to not think that you own the store because you're driving a cart.
If a person can be disrespectful, and the person that wants to counter it by calling the person disrespectful is the worst person in that situation, it doesn't surprise me that BLM, Free Palestine, and climate activists have taken that idea and maximize it in a way and nobody can do anything about it. I think we created this culture, and I think the government have realized, hey, we can use this strategy to control the masses.
To this day!
The reason I'm searching you is because I've seen you stood here on more than one occasion over the last week or so, always doing this same spot. always moving to get away from us. I'm searching
man.
you absolutely stink of cannabis.
Yeah,
and
man,
this jacket has been thrown over the wall upon you seeing us. So I suspect you're here possibly dealing and would therefore be in possession of drugs, okay? One, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags. Oh, hello, sir.
Yes, there. Put it back, man.
You're also under arrest. Possession of a offensive weapon in a public place.
Put him
You don't
back.
have to say anything in my defence if you don't mention any questions which later in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
There's no problem. Put him back. It's no good.
423, can I get a van to Sergeant Street, junction with Lincoln Road?
It's no good.
No, not yet. You've been searched, mate.
Unbelievable.
You think that's unbelievable? He got like something like 38 weeks in prison. But hey, you want to go more to prison? Just post a meme. Somebody got 2 years. Hey, it's worse to have a knife than post a meme on Facebook.
Personally, I don't look at a crime. If you're going into Target, a multi-billion-dollar company, and stealing clothes, it's not a crime. You're resourceful.
Not a crime?
Hell no. You're resourceful as f***. You're homeless.
That's where we disagree, I think.
You've been displaced. I mean, because you're white and I'm black, there's a whole nother socio-economical piece that I have never had access to. So you can go into any single place and put your name on a piece of paper, apply for that job. You're not worried about if your name sounds too black. You're not worried about if when you show up, if you got to do something with your locks because it's inappropriate. Target enslaved my ancestors a year ago.
Target?
Go look up the history. Shit, don't everybody believe in Google? Go Google that shit. See what I'm talking about.
I agree with this person. The whole world has an economy that was built through slavery. But it's not just only black people. But this person does not want to talk about the fact that now there is a food desert and a bunch of people are losing their job because Target left. We want your money. But even if you get off a job, we need to be able to steal from you. Nobody wants to work with you if you think like that.
I thought they was being smart and everything, running in, running out. Just disrespectful to this store. You understand what I'm saying? They just disrespected the store to the tires. Now there's not going to be no more Target. Now what they're going to do? Now what's going to happen to this neighborhood?
This Target employee, who asked not to be identified, explains to Fox 5's Arthur Chien her frustration after learning the Target on East 117th Street in East Harlem, the branch she's worked at since it opened in 2010, is closing due to shoplifting.
They come here, they steal, and I told them, they're hurting the neighborhood.
Okay, let's take Walmart's in Chicago.
Okay.
They're gone. Why are they gone?
Whose fault is that?
People stealing from Walmart.
Why did Walmart come into an urban city already and displace thousands of black people in an area where we needed housing first? Once we have housing, you can sustain yourself from there on in.
If you act like an irrational being over and over, why would I try to do something rational when you're justifying certain irrational things?
I come from a missionary family to Mexico. We were with cartel members. We see them convert to Christianity, saying how they traffic thousands of children, specifically to Democratic politicians, and they actually said the biggest client for their product is the U.S. government, and that actually exploded under the Biden administration.
Wait, so the cartels were telling your family they
were directly in prison.
They were trafficking kids to Democrats?
Yes.
So it's legit. Cartels are trafficking kids as sex slaves for Democrats?
Yes.
Is this modern day slavery?
Yes, they are.
So just to give some detail for the audience.
Yes, sir.
You have an 11-year-old girl.
Yes.
What do they do with that girl?
They actually have to hide her. We were in Coahuila, which is where the Zetas were at. They just got eliminated, but they were the biggest traffickers. They actually kind of begin to dismantle under the Trump presidency, even for the Mexican government. But the biggest, we've known people that had to leave states, hide them, literally take them, like just completely.
And these girls become prostitutes
100%.
At 12 years old.
Yeah, parents have sold their kids into it just to survive.
So when you hear that 320,000 kids have gone missing under Kamala Harris.
100% accurate. We see thousands and thousands of migrants on top of trains coming across, just destroying everything across the path.
Do they mean America well or harm?
Absolutely harm.
So the cartel works with the American government
100%. So
to bring these kids as sex slaves. Yeah.
Yes.
This is not a joke, everybody.
This is not.
We've been saying this for a long time.
You guys can go. We have Facebook pages and everything.
It's the largest sex slave trade in the world history.
100%.
And Kamala Harris is overseeing it and co-signing on it.
And they're going to tell you it's fake news, just like eating the cats. But you saw the silence in the crowd. When an immigrant is saying something about their own people, ooh, they need to listen. But they don't, because they still think that kids are right-winger.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush, hash, purple, skunk, criollo, colombici, jam, jam, turloqueta, verdetta, welcome.